Dozens of whistleblowers giving testimony is not evidence of extraterrestrial life, and it's likely not part of a U.S. government disinformation campaign, though no one really knows for sure. That's part of the problem. It's part of a growing conversation about what's out there. The report follows the federal government quietly releasing a bunch of new videos that supposedly contain UFOs. And I don't know if quietly releasing these things is a step in the right direction, but it's better than nothing, that's for sure, because nothing from the government has definitely fueled distrust. The lack of transparency is something Dan has brought up on the show before. And now with dozens of government UFO whistleblowers allegedly giving testimony and a bunch of new alleged UFO videos coming out from the federal government, from CBP actually, they're the ones who released it, Border Protection. What happens now? Joining me is Michael Shellenberger, the investigative journalist who published that public piece today. Michael, thank you for being with us. Really incredible reporting that took this to the next level for us to now know that 30 more whistleblowers have come forward and spoken to the Pentagon or to the Inspector General or to Congress. Do we have any indication of what they've said?
Hey, good to be with you, Brian. Yeah, I think it's an interesting story we did today. We spent a lot of time on it, a lot of time working on it, interviewed a lot of people, multiple sources, more sources even than my previous story. And pretty persuasive that really at least dozens of people have come forward as whistleblowers. They are making claims that are as dramatic as the claims that Grush made to Congress and also to News Nation. The basic story of there being a crash retrieval program, reverse engineering program. As we point out in the story, we're not saying that this is proof of extraterrestrials or non-humans. We also point out that there has been government disinformation, including claiming that there are extraterrestrials, not just in dismissing reports. And we point out that there's actually still a lot of secrecy and that there's resistance to more openness. You mentioned the Inspector General of the intelligence community, Thomas Monheim, had said to Congressperson Burchett and Luna that they were not doing an audit or kind of looking into it in a letter that made it sound like they were not investigating. But one of the sources for our article pointed out that he did not say that they were not doing an investigation. And that may seem like semantics, but actually it refers to a very specific part of the job, which is to do investigation. So they could be doing an investigation, but not really being open or transparent about it. So, I think if this is a social contagion, which is definitely a possibility, or if it's disinformation or if it's something else, there's still a lot of secrecy and still a lot of people pushing to keep this a secret, which ironically just makes people more curious.
Absolutely.
If this was obviously something that so one possibility is a secret weapons program. But I mean, even there, I think there's real questions because, for example, you may remember that Reagan exaggerated the readiness of the Strategic Defense Initiative missile defense program rather than hiding it. So it's not obvious that they would even hide it if they had some drones or whatnot. It might be something that they would flaunt. So I think we still have a lot of questions, but we know that, as you said, the issue is, I think, taken on a new dimension now that we know that so many more people have come forward.
Yeah.